Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Joanne, thank you for joining me today. There's a lot going on in the world right now, from geopolitical tensions to that stubborn inflation that we're seeing certainly come through when it comes at least to the U.S. How is that impacting the shopper in that accessible luxury category that Tapestry is so well known for?
Well, we have seen a consumer that has been and continues to be resilient. And certainly, as you mentioned, there's a lot going on in the world. And our focus as Tapestry and with our brands is how all of these issues are impacting the consumer. We spend a lot of time making sure that we understand how these issues are impacting the consumer. And our job is to deliver great product and experiences. And what we deliver, Katie, as you know, is incredible value into the marketplace. And that's how we see, and that's why we're winning.
And when you think about the ripple effects here, I'm curious whether you've seen any clear trends emerge when it comes to, what you're seeing in the U.S. versus Europe versus Asia, for example.
Well, we're winning in all the markets that you just mentioned. In our last quarter, we grew double digits in North America, we grew double digits in China, and we grew by double digits in Europe. And where we're winning is we're winning with this younger consumer. Our focus has been really clear. We've made distinct choices to focus on this younger consumer and deliver, as I mentioned, great value into the marketplace that includes not only really great high quality product, but that innovation that they're responding to. And in order to win today, you have to deliver innovation into the market. That's how we're winning around the world. And we're seeing this young consumer respond. And certainly there are a lot of pressures on this consumer that differ between these regions. But what they have in common is understanding great value and responding to the innovation we're delivering.
And I do want to talk about, the Gen Z shopper, that younger consumer that you've carved out. But before we move on, when you think about the U.S.-Iran war, how is that affecting how you're thinking about your Middle East presence specifically?
Well, with Tapestry, it always starts with people. And the highest priority for us is ensuring the safety of our associates, our consumers, and the communities where they live and work. The financial impact of our business, the Middle East represents less than 1% of our business. So in our overall financial results, it's immaterial. We do not have a big presence in that market. But more broadly, the way we think about those issues impacting our business is how it's impacting the consumer. And as you know, the ripple effects of those issues are meet these consumers around the world in every region we operate, in North America, in China, and in Europe. And we make sure we stay close to the consumer just to understand how they are responding and what's important to them as these issues continue to resonate and reflect in their everyday.
Well, Joanne, you mentioned, Gen Z, that younger consumer, and I want to talk a little bit more about that because Tapestry obviously has had a lot of success in appealing to that generation, and that's created the big natural question here. How do you maintain that brand desirability? How do you keep that momentum going? What specifically is Tapestry looking at right now to retain and attract more of that consumer?
Well, this is a place that's really authentic to who we are. And as we've gone through and done our research with the consumer, we hear these stories over and over again. I remember my first Coach bag. I bought it when I had just graduated or when I had my promotion or my first Kate Spade bag. So this young consumer space and being that first luxury handbag purchase, this is a space that's authentic to who we are. And we are having momentum because we're focused on understanding this consumer. And that understanding has to be continuous. This is a muscle that we've built over the last 5 years, but it's a muscle that we need to continue to use because as you talk about all of the pressures around the world and the changes that we see on a daily basis, those pressures are impacting our young consumers in different ways around the world. So we have to maintain an insatiable curiosity about who they are and what they're going through and marry what we call magic and logic in our business, the logic side, the data, the analytics, the insights with the magic, the creativity and that creative engine and supply chain that I think is unmatched at delivering innovation into the marketplace. Those two things come together to deliver innovation that our customer values.
Well, you bring up Coach, and Coach, of course, is the shining star in your portfolio as it stands today. Let's talk a little bit about Kate Spade, which has been in the midst of a turnaround for a while here. You think about magic and logic. How do you apply that to Kate Spade, and what demographic are you trying to target there? Is it also that younger consumer, or is it more broad-based than that?
Yes, with Kate Spade, we see tremendous opportunity to resonate with a young consumer, also an authentic place. We hear stories of my first Kate bag. We have consumers who write love letters to the brand about their involvement and their use of Kate Spade at really important life moments, as they get promoted, when they graduate, when they get married. This is a brand that has incredible emotional resonance with consumers. And when we talk about the magic and logic of our business, the logic side and the brand building capabilities that we've built at Tapestry are in full force, and we're applying those to Kate Spade, and we're bringing them together with the creativity that is unique and distinctive to Kate Spade. I mean, you have to remember, Kate, as its origin, Kate Spade developed the brand because she saw nothing in the marketplace like it. It's a brand that represents femininity and color and joy. And that is a space in the market that Kate Spade owns, and we're going to bring to a new generation of consumers.
And Joanne, before I let you go, I do want to talk a little bit about M&A, of course. You think about Tapestry's history, that blocked Capri deal. What are the necessary ingredients at this point that you would need to see to pursue another deal?
Well, we have incredible runway ahead with our organic business, and we are very focused on tapping into that untapped opportunity that we see to continue to grow Coach. We think Coach can be a $10 billion brand, and we don't see anything in our way to get there. We're continuing to execute our playbook there, and we also see Kate Spade as another leg of growth for Tapestry. So we're going to continue to apply these brand building capabilities that we have to our organic business, and we have tremendous value creation. And we want to make sure that we continue the momentum at Coach and return Kate to sustainable long-term growth before we would look at another acquisition.
All right, Joanne, really appreciate your time. I know you're busy down there in D.C.
It's a great conference. Thank you for your time, Katie.